So now I have Alfie Allen's number. Hey everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Mary, and if you've been here for a while, you would know that I am obsessed with Game of Thrones. Most of you probably found me through my Game of Thrones reaction videos. So today I decided I would DM Game of Thrones cast members that have an Instagram account from seasons 1 to season 8 and see if I get a reply. A lot of them, like Emilia Clarke, Sophie Turner, Maisie Williams, Jason Mamoa, they've all got a huge following, so I don't exactly expect a reply from those guys. And I'm not just gonna be writing to them, hey, I'm Mary, I'm a huge fan, I love you. I'm gonna be curating each message, make them super personalized, make them super genuine, and hopefully that will prompt a response from at least one of them. I'm hoping. Fingers crossed. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so first person I'm gonna DM is Eugene Simon. He played Lancel Lannister, and towards the end of Game of Thrones, he turned into a faith militant, and that's about the time where I actually interviewed him for my job. My profession is I work in the media, and I'm also a makeup artist, so I do happen to meet celebrities from time to time.
Order your man to step aside or there will be violence.
Violence.
I want to ask Eugene if he remembers the interview and if he remembers our encounter. Hey, Eugene, you probably don't remember me, but I just wanted to say that interviewing you all those years ago for Game of Thrones is still up there for my career highlights. It was when you came to Australia for a Sunrise interview, and I interviewed you for online. I remember you had such a poker face when I asked you if Lancel survives the season, and in the episode that night, Lancel actually died. So Lancel has survived 6 seasons. Do you think he'll become one of the rare characters that makes it to the end?
I have a feeling he might.
Damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
So you are an amazing actor. Anyway, I hope you have been keeping well during this time. All right, that is the first DM. So next we have Carice Van Houten. She played the Red Woman on Game of Thrones. I said to her, hey Carice, just wanted to say that your production company Man Up Film is very inspiring to me. I hope I can come to the Netherlands one day and work for you. I love your beautiful country and I love you. And I also sent this to her production company because I think I have more of a chance in getting a reply through that, because that account has about 1,500 followers, whereas Carice herself has 1.4 million followers. So I gave both of them a go. Let's see if I get a reply from her. So I just wrote to Alfie Allen and I said, hey Alfie, hope you remember me. You came to Australia in 2016 and I was meant to interview you, but there was no time. I know you're a baby daddy now, so congratulations, and I'm super happy for you. I hope this quarantine time is treating you and your new family well. Here are some posts if you don't remember me. This was 4 years ago when I actually met Alfie Allen, and I wrote on Facebook because I was just so freaking excited. As I approached Alfie for a photo, he saw my screen lock, which was of Kit Harington, and he laughed and asked, if one of us asked you out for dinner, who would you pick? I said both, obviously. He asked me if I'm single. I'm single? I said yes, and then he literally put his number in my phone and called me babe. This was him on WhatsApp, so I'm gonna send that one to him. And then this is the photo of us, which is a really ugly photo, but I'm gonna send it in case he doesn't remember. Anyway, just wanted to say that it's a very cool memory for me, and I almost fainted when I met you, so I'm sorry for being embarrassing. Okay, so I just wrote to a few more people. I am keeping in mind that I am in Australia and I'm 8 hours ahead of Europe. Because of that, I'm gonna give a little bit more time for these celebrities to reply. I'm gonna give them 48 hours. So by the time they reply, I might be wearing different clothes. Okay, so I just wrote to Sophie Turner. This is a little bit personal, but I'm gonna send it anyway. She's got 15.5 million followers, so I don't think she'll reply. She's very famous, but I thought I would send her something genuine anyway, in the off chance that she does reply. So I wrote to her, "Hey Sophie, you and Maisie have the cutest sister friendship. It makes me happy and sad. Happy because it's beautiful and so supportive, and sad because I've never really had that. I often think about how I don't have many girlfriends, and I wish that someday I can have a best friendship like the one you have with Maisie. Anyway, you're both so beautiful and I hope you stay blessed." So I'm gonna write this message to Maisie as well because I feel the same way about Maisie. I love Maisie. She's got 11.3 million followers. Again, I don't think she'll reply, but I'm going to write it to her anyway. Next is Gethin Anthony. So I wrote to Gethin, "Hey Gethin, I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan and I used to react to the episodes on YouTube. This is random, but I also watched you in Aquarius where you played Charles Manson. It was a great show. Just hoping you and your family are doing well during this quarantine time." Okay, so I wrote to Emilia Clarke. She played Daenerys Stormborn. She's very famous. She has 27 million followers on Instagram right now. I wrote to her anyway, just in case she does reply. I wrote, "Hey Emilia, I, like many, discovered you through Game of Thrones and I've followed your career ever since. I cried like a baby during Me Before You. I used to react to the episodes on YouTube and your scenes always brought such emotion out of me. I was either laughing, crying, or just had goosebumps. I just want to say that I hope I meet you one day at Comic-Con or something like that. I hope you reply, but if you don't, I hope you and your family are doing really well during this time. I went to London some time back and I hoped to see you, but I sadly didn't. My friend, however, saw Kit Harington and I absolutely freaked out." Okay, who will I write to next? So Dan Portman, he played Podrik Payne and he survived till the very end of Game of Thrones. So bravo Podrik and bravo Dan Portman. There is a guy that caught my bus and he looks like he could be related to Dan Portman. I've always thought this, so one day I actually secretly took a photo of this guy. I think that's what I'm gonna talk to Dan Portman about. Just want to say that you have a doppelganger, I actually don't know how to say that word, guy who used to catch my bus in Sydney. Photo from June 2017, took me a while to find. I wrote to Nikolaj Coster-Waldau, who played Jaime Lannister. So I said to him, "Hey Nikolaj, I'm a huge fan." Probably shouldn't say I'm a huge fan to start out with because I feel like if you start out with that, you're less likely to get a reply, but who knows, he might reply. I doubt it. He's got a lot of followers on Instagram and is probably getting a million DMs every single day. I used to make reaction videos on YouTube for Game of Thrones episodes, and the way you were able to make everyone first hate Jaime, then begin to love him as he began to redeem himself was such marvelous acting on your part. I always wanted to tell you that, and also you seem like a really great father. Okay, next I wrote to Jason Mamoa. I doubt he'll reply. Jason has 14.9 million followers on Instagram, and I said to him, "Hey Jason, here is a photo of us at Madame Tussauds in Sydney. Hope I can have a real photo with you someday. You and your wife and your family are so cute." And I added a photo of us together as well. So next up is Isaac Hempstead-Wright, or Hempstead-Wright. I don't actually know how to pronounce his last name. So I wrote to him, "Hey Isaac, I think you're one of the most smartest young adults in the British public, and I wasn't initially stoked that Bran became king, but it does make sense. It would keep the peace. I remember I was supposed to meet you when you came to Australia last year for an interview, but instead I was just given the footage to edit instead, which was still fun. Anyway, I hope I get to meet you one day and that you're all well." I'm also gonna send him the video that I edited. It's kind of got bad audio, but I wasn't there to film it, so I'll say this was the video by the way. Okay, so I've just messaged Christian Nan, aka DJ Hodor, aka Hodor from Game of Thrones, and I said, hey Christian, I saw your show in 2016 when you came to Australia, and it was amazing. Just wishing you well and hoping you get to do more sets once this is all over. Big love, Mary. Also, I used to do reaction videos on YouTube for Game of Thrones episodes, and the Hodor episode is one of my most popular videos, and I've also sent him a video of his show from 2016, so hopefully you can check that one out. This brings back good memories. Alright, next I wrote to Liam Cunningham, and he played Sir Onion Knight. He was Stannis' right-hand man for the longest time until Stannis died, and then he became Jon's right-hand man. So I absolutely love Sir Onion Knight, and I made sure I told him. So I wrote to him, hey Liam, just wanted to say that you seem like a really genuinely nice man in all of your interviews. I love The Onion Knight, and truthfully always hoped to go to the UK and work on Game of Thrones. I did go last year in December, but of course Game of Thrones was over by then. Anyway, hope you and your family are doing okay during this crazy time. Okay, next is Gemma Wellen, and I wrote to her, Gemma, you are amazing. I hope you and the beautiful fam are doing well during this time. I loved Yara or Asha in the books. Stay blessed, and I know you're super busy, so I don't expect a reply, but I just wanted to say that. Okay, next person I'm going to write to is Gwendolyn Universe. I feel like she's not gonna reply, but I'm gonna write to her anyway. Hey Gwen, I just want to say that you are one of the most powerful female actresses I have ever witnessed on screen. Your portrayal of Brienne of Tarth was absolutely impeccable. I hope to meet you one day at a Comic-Con. All right, so that was everyone. And now we wait.
6.5 hours later.
Dan Portman replied. He just said, can tell you now that he looks nothing like me. So he's not happy. He's not happy that I said he looks like this guy. I need to stop doing that. I need to stop telling people that they look like other people, because there has not been one time where somebody's been like, oh my God, thank you. Thanks, that person's really pretty or hot. I don't ever mean it as an insult, but it just turns out that they're insulted. So I need to stop doing that. That is my toxic trait. Well, you're the better looking one. Maybe he could be like your cousin then. Oh, you even story in my reply. He's not impressed with me. I'm just gonna apologize and it's gonna be fine. I'm sorry I couldn't help it. Was the highlight of my day. Okay, he just wrote back. He's replying really quickly, so that's so good. Forgiven. Now forgive me for stalking your page a little. You went to Scotland? I was in Europe for 3 months last year. Edinburgh is beautiful. Oh man, he says, as a Glaswegian, this hurts. I actually went to Glasgow, but I did not spend a lot of time there. I was traveling solo, and apparently Glasgow is good to go to in a group. I still went there, but arrived at night during winter and left at 11 a.m. Oh man, he says, you weren't even in the city center. That's true, I wasn't, and that's why I left, because I regretfully discovered that way too late. I know, I'm also sad that I missed the Highlands, but it wasn't the best time to visit anyway. Yeah, you would have frozen up. I'll have to visit some other time when this quarantine is over. Okay, he just replied, he just said, oh man, I'm missing the airport right now. I've got to say, this conversation is going so well. Like, I did not expect this. Me too. I miss that most of all. Okay, he's just asked me how I'm coping. At first, bad, but now I'm doing okay. I started making YouTube videos again. I'm actually posting a video every single day in the month of June, so subscribe if you haven't already. I didn't say that. I'm not gonna say that to him. That was to you guys. And learning new skills, and art gets me through. How about you? Okay, so he's just said, as good as can be expected, really. I'm not so bad, just keep reminding myself of how lucky I am. What a humble guy. That's true. The romanticism of quarantine really is a class privilege. Most of us are very lucky, and dealing with boredom is the worst of it. Okay, he said, totally. I'm not belittling how damaging loneliness and boredom can be, but really most people are being asked to chill out and work on themselves. It's so hard is what I keep seeing. When things go back to normal, these people will be talking about how they need time off. I totally agree with that. Was let go of 4 of my jobs, and that was definitely sad. But luckily, I still have 1 job left and 5 days off work. It's the first time in many years that I've had so much time to work on my own projects. For me, it's truly a breath of fresh air. Oh my god, I can't believe that he replied, and he replied so quickly too. I did not expect that. That went really well. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you enjoy this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment in the comment section below as to which celebrities you want me to DM next, if you want a continuation of this series, and subscribe because I'm making daily videos in the month of June. It's absolutely crazy, but I'm going to do it, and I'm really excited, and I hope you can join me along in this challenge of mine that I'm setting for myself. Make sure you hit the bell notification button so that you are aware every time I make a video. And also, I've made a Patreon account for people who want to support me on there. At the moment, I'm posting BTS deleted footage on there, and you'll get to know what I'm going to be posting for this month. So check that out if you'd like to. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone.